So apparently the 29th of June is finally the day where if you got hardware capable of it, you're going to be able to run Doom Eternal with ray tracing, which in other words, if you've seen Nvidia's trailer on it, just means shiny floors for half the performance. But that day is not just significant for PC players. If you are an owner of a PlayStation 5, an Xbox Series S or X, that same day the next gen upgrade for consoles will also be going live. So fantastic news if you somehow manage to get your hands on any of these legendary items. But they didn't just stop there. Of course with PC, the big and only news is that ray tracing is available both the next generation of consoles. We got the 3 modes that both platforms can run at, as well as a re-emphasis on guidelines, what to expect and how to go about with this next gen upgrade. So what I wanted to do was answer everything in one quick video in case you didn't want to read the entire article, which I'll leave a link down below. And the video is going to be split up anyway, so if you want to just jump around to whatever you want to hear, then feel free to do so. But let's first tackle the 3 modes on console. Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 are both going to have performance mode, a balance mode, and a ray tracing mode. And the only real difference between the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X is that the performance mode on the Xbox Series X is going to have a slightly better resolution, but the goal of performance mode is for you to be able to play at 120 frames per second. Now, considering its software is capable of pretty much making Doom Eternal run damn near flawlessly at 60 frames on current gen at 1080p, I honestly have no doubts that they're capable of reaching 120 frames. But next we have balance mode, which is all about a steady 60 frames per second gameplay at 4K. And then the last of the 3 being ray tracing mode, with both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X aiming for 1800p at a steady 60 frames per second, which I believe 1800p is above 1080p. I think it's like Ultra HD or some shit like that. I never heard of it before in my life. But it's also worth noting that they made it clear that balanced and performance modes don't have ray tracing. They're not compatible. So if you're going to be running your console in performance or balance, don't expect any improved lighting that ray tracing is going to offer. And they also made it clear that with performance mode it does require a 120Hz compatible display, while balance mode requires a 4K compatible display. But those are the 3 modes for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. If you have an Xbox Series S, performance mode is going to be locked at 1080p, again aiming for 120 frames per second though, so that's still going to be an amazing experience. And then balance mode is locked at 1440p, 60 frames per second, so you don't have the full 4K. And unfortunately for the Xbox Series S, there's no ray tracing available, so sadly no wax floor for you guys. But either way, it looks like this is going to be everything I was really hoping for. I can't complain. I was hoping we would get at least some performance mode that was capable of running at 120 frames, which we got. Ray tracing at 60 FPS. I mean, if it goes smooth sailing and everything works as intended, then 100% worth the wait. But let's next talk about how to go about the upgrade itself. First and foremost, it's 100% free. You don't have to pay anything. I do want to make it clear though that when specifically asked if there's a time limit for how long this opportunity will be available, they say as of now, no time limit. So who knows, maybe further down the line when next gen consoles are much more easier to get your hands on, you might have to pay a little extra, but by that time you might as well buy the game on that platform anyways. But the upgrade is 100% free. If you're on Xbox, the update's going to be delivered to you via Microsoft Smart Delivery System. It's going to update your game automatically. If you're on PlayStation, you have to get the free upgrade via the PlayStation Store and download it manually. And all the DLC carries over too. So if you bought The Ancient Gods Part 1, Part 2, or both, that stuff will also be upgraded alongside the base campaign, which is all great. But here's some of the bad news. None of this stuff works cross-platform, so you can't go from an Xbox to a PlayStation 5 and expect a free upgrade. You're basically just gonna have to buy the game altogether and treat it like you're playing all over again from the very start. Nothing works cross-platform. You can't go from PlayStation 5 to an Xbox Series S or X and expect your campaign to cross over or your DLC to be carried over or free upgrade. Even though we have a Bethesda account, it's useless. If you want your free upgrade and all your stuff to carry over, you have to stay on the same platform. PC players are also not getting a free optimization upgrade. This is just purely for consoles. And last thing for consoles is if you have the disc of Doom Eternal, you still need it. They're not going to give you a free digital copy of Doom Eternal because you got a discless PlayStation 5. While the upgrade is free, you still basically need that disc to play the game. And I'm pretty sure that's everything. June 29th is the official day for all this stuff to go live. Again, the article that I got all this information from is straight from Bethesda's website, which I will have a link down below. But until we finally get something interesting for Eternal, I'll see you all later. Isn't the Taurus Nabad Master Level meant to be coming out soon?
I'm gonna send a note. I'm gonna send a note right now.
Did you know that over 90% of my daily subs leave me hate comments? Most of it in my Discord? I bet you didn't. You should join and be part of the daily community building exercises we have, like pick on Cynic for always misspelling and never uploading. Link is in the pinned comment.